Please watch this video and see.
I remember we left and went far into the countryside. We came to a small hut, and he said this was where he got rich. He told me to go inside. I believed him, and we found an old woman inside. The man said she was the boss, but she was actually a witch. As soon as I saw her, she said, "I know why you're here." I was really scared, especially when she knew my name, Mifano, without me telling her. I was afraid. The woman said I could become rich or famous. Since I was already there, I listened to her. She told me that to get what I wanted, I had to sleep with my mother. But my mother had died 2 weeks ago. I asked how that was possible. She said I should dig up my mother's body and do what I have to do. Hearing this, I was terrified. I reached a point where I started thinking it was okay to do what the witch asked, even though my mother had died. I thought about how much I wanted to be like famous people, and felt I had to do anything. So I went back to the witch and agreed to do what she wanted. But to be honest, I don't know what powers were using me at that moment. She said I made a good choice, and that I would become famous 2 times. She gave me a horn with something inside. It was a small cloth with 7 needles, and she told me to keep it, saying it would be important later. She then told me to find 7 guys to help me dig up my mother's grave at 2 a.m., and then I should sleep with her. I went straight to my friends. Surprisingly, the friends I asked to help were very supportive and acted like what I was doing was normal. Late at night, the young men went to the graveyard. They dug up the grave. Scarily, Ramadan did what the witch told him to do with his mother, and his friends watched quietly and secretly. My mother had been in the grave for 2 weeks, but her body still seemed fresh when I did this awful thing. I felt like some unknown powers were controlling me. After I finished, we buried her again. It was strange to me that my friends watched it all as if it was normal, and I wondered if some power was controlling them too. They even asked me to introduce them to the witch. I left the graveyard feeling scared and full of regret for what I had done.
These are the things we are talking about. The great influx of youths into witchcraft, necromancy, and voodoo is mind-blowing. This video you just watched, this particular guy never became rich. In fact, his life became worse than before. He ran away from his village to the city, and things turned out for the worse for him then, because he started having nightmares and began to see spirits. He had to return back to confide in his sister and confess to her the ugly truth he was hiding. Sister was disappointed, heartbroken, because that was her mother too. This is the menace plaguing our society today that is going unnoticed. It's looking like a joke. We just hear one news there, somebody got killed for money. We hear another one there, somebody got killed for money. And it's looking like it's just random. But these things are happening on a daily. In the hundreds, people are being murdered. Most kidnap cases are not just about ransom. They are kidnapped for voodoo, they are kidnapped for rituals, and these things are carried out by young people, youths, teenagers, desperate to become rich like those they see on TV or they see around them. Now today that young guy is back in his village farming. He said he has given up the life of shortcuts. He will try his best to make it the right way. Well, I hope it's not too late for